When we hear the word whistleblower, we assume that it might be a story of fraud, of corruption, some high-level documents being revealed in public interest. But when the story of mass burials in India's southern state of Karnataka first came to light, it shook the entire country. In last week's episode, we talked about how this case came in the public eye. A former sanitation worker, shaken by his own misdeeds, claimed to have buried bodies of hundreds of women and children in the temple complex of Dharamsthala. The whistleblower, wearing black from head to toe for identity protection, spoke in shocking detail of bodies that he claims to have buried over years, from the late 90s up till 2014, the year when he finally reached his breaking point after learning of the alleged assault and violence on his own family members. The mountain of allegations have since set in motion a very detailed probe by a special investigation team. Officials are carrying out excavations to investigate the ex-sanitation workers' claims. So after weeks of all the process, where do things currently stand? Based on the whistleblower's allegations, investigators have identified and carried out excavations at 15 sites. But officials have found human remains at only one of these 15 places. It is called Site Number 6. The sanitation worker, with his identity completely concealed, has been moving with the SIT to identify the spots that he listed out in his complaint. Last week, authorities also found human bones and a skull at an unexpected spot. This was nearby Site Number 11. The spot has been marked as Site Number 14, where they recovered several bones at this surprise location. There is one more site which still needs to be excavated, Site Number 13. The exhumation process faced delays on the spot due to technical difficulties. There are multiple electricity lines and a transformer present at this site. It is also located very close to the main road. On this location, the whistleblower has claimed that human remains may be found 20 feet deep. Now, following this claim, authorities have adopted a different method for Site Number 13. They're now using ground-penetrating radar or GPR technology to scan the area for any unusual objects underground. Now, if the device shows signs of human remains, officials will then take up a long, complicated process of shifting the electricity transformer and then digging the site. The special investigation team is also questioning other ex-sanitation workers who were named by the whistleblower in his complaint. The protected witness named 5 people he alleges worked with him during that time. While the SIT continues its probe, a team from the National Human Rights Commission is currently in Dharmasthala to gather information. 4 officials from the NHRC are at ground zero to carry out their own separate investigation. They're collecting case files on registered unnatural deaths and are questioning locals on the burial process in the past few decades. If anybody from the villagers, the laborers, the current and former sanitation workers noticed anything out of the ordinary. The investigation is still far from over, but the scale of claims and the probe that followed has triggered a wave of questions around the mass grave saga. There are questions around power dynamics, on unexplained disappearances in decades past, on cases that were closed without any answers. In the largest exhumation process that Karnataka has seen, people are hoping that the investigation this time will yield some answers.